I'm really honored to be speaking here tonight. My family goes back in North Lawndale more than 100 years. I come from, on both sides of my family, poor Jewish Eastern European immigrants. So my mother lived on Homan Avenue. My grandmother, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about that, had a tailor shop on Roosevelt Road. My mom was born here 98 years ago. So this family, so many of my relatives were treated here, were seen here. And so for me to come back to Mount Sinai and to come back to North Lawndale really was such a homecoming, and it was unbelievable. So our family followed a lot of the immigrant path. My dad went from shooting craps on the corner here with his reprobate friends to getting a PhD at the University of Chicago. But they remained West Siders. They remained North Lawndale people forever, to the point where at a wedding, one of our family weddings, a fight broke out, it's a long story, at the Drake Hotel between people who'd grown up on the west side of North Lawndale and people who grew up on the south side. And I'm happy to tell you that the west side won that fight. My grandmother's English was always a little iffy. She spoke Yiddish, she spoke Polish, she spoke Russian, and then the last language she spoke was English, and not terribly well. And she spoke using a lot of idioms. So one day in her tailor shop over here on Roosevelt Road, someone came in and was holding up the tailor shop, and they said to her, "Where's the money?" And she said, "Ask me no questions, I'll tell you no lies." And they were so confused that they left, right? So they didn't get the money. So fast forward, I was really fortunate. Ruth Rothstein brought me to Mount Sinai 28 years ago to set up a government grants program. I'm a lobbyist. I'm a good lobbyist. I'm a nice lobbyist. You know, I'm not. It's become a dirty word, but I'm proud to be an advocate for the issues I get to work on. So Ruth brought me here. Within the first couple weeks, I met Deborah Wesley. And, you know, I only have a brother. Brothers are okay, but they're not terribly useful, right? And so I never had a sister until I came here. And Deborah became my long-lost sister, who generously guided me to learn about community in a deep way that I never knew before. And so for that, I'm eternally grateful. She'll never get rid of me. We've raised our kids together. We've called each other in the middle of the night together, and she has taught me about North Lawndale. I have been so fortunate for the opportunities that being here gave me, because I'm a 60s leftover, if you haven't guessed that by now, and, you know, social action was my passion. Being here has given me the opportunity to work on some of the great healthcare issues of our time, on the Medicaid expansion, on the Affordable Care Act, on, you know, healthcare is a social justice right, and I'm so grateful to represent this hospital, this area, on those issues. North Lawndale is going through a lot of changes, so here's my wish. I'm excited to see what's happening around here. I'm excited to see what's being brought with the project we have coming soon, Ogden Commons. I'm excited to see the new development and the new vibrancy. But my wish is that this neighborhood escapes what some other neighborhoods had, which saw development, and then it wasn't development for the people who lived there. So my wish for the 150th anniversary of North Lawndale is that our neighborhood should thrive. It should be great. But it should be great for the people who are living here now, as well as for anyone who's going to move in. So that's my wish. And thank you very much for this opportunity to speak.